Welcome back to the pod. Y'all are here with your two favorite people on the internet. Just checking in with everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Don Don, yours truly. Joined by my virtual half today, my Duck Dynasty brother, or Paul, excuse me, aka.
Mr. Qualified, how y'all doing? That's a good one. That's a good pool. I was not expecting Duck Duck Dynasty. I knew something was coming, didn't know what. That's a good one though.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not leaves, is it? It is leaves.
Kind of.
It gives pile of leaves.
It does.
It
It
also
does.
could just be like some graffiti paint art, but either way, it's very Duck Dynasty vibes, and I like it.
I I appreciate it. I feel like this is the street version of what they wear when they go like hunting ducks and shit.
Yeah, very,
They
very. That's
hunting streetwear. Hunting streetwear. That's what it is.
that's for the outfit clothes, you know?
Definitely outfit clothes. Do you still separate your wardrobe like that? Like out you got outfit clothes and you got your lounging clothes probably somewhere completely separate.
Honestly, yes. Um, but I used to say like work clothes, like outfit clothes, workout clothes. Now, because of the work that I do, all of the outfits are the same. And I don't really have like work clothes for real. So I just got a bunch of clothes that I don't wear. And then my like intermediate nice things, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna wear this for an outfit is now what I could wear to work.
I completely understand. I feel like that's literally what's been happening with me. I don't have work clothes whatsoever. I haven't had work clothes in a really long time, actually. Now I have dress clothes that I do not wear that often, but are distinctively dress clothes, but I would dare not put that much effort into wearing them to work. That's just uncomfortable. I barely like doing it for church for 2 hours. I do not want to do it for 8 hours a day. But yeah, I'm basically busting slight street fits to work.
I mean, honestly.
I'll be sitting here like these are fits I would literally wear if somebody was like, let's go to the bar. Like I would probably wear this. Sometimes I tuck the shirt in to make myself feel a little better about it. It's a little more professional. But
No, but yeah, like ankles out, like new shirts, just whatever. You like really getting fits off because at this point, like I feel like where am I really going?
I want to build that wardrobe back up, but that takes a lot to like have a work specific, wardrobe and just have it separate. And it's just not necessary. Like honestly, I feel like you see how the teachers is dressing nowadays. Well, you ain't on TikTok like that, but this a
I,
thing.
I can still see social media. It's fine. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm just but they in the uproar. People are in uproar about how teachers are dressing nowadays. The millennials. I'm like, I understand them because that's how I be dressing to my office job, and it's like I don't care. You cannot tell me this is unprofessional. I'm here to do a job.
Yeah, but it's appropriate. If you are covered, even if it's more casual, guys included, if you are covered and there's no like vulgarity or offensive words and graphics on your clothes, then I feel like you should be able to teach in that. You
Yeah.
know, like that's I don't understand because now, we are busting fits in the well, they are busting fits in the classroom. And I want my teachers to look like that. Gone are the days that teachers dress like church mothers and tax accountants.
That's
Like,
what it is. People.
no,
But here's my thing. Why do people feel like because you dress like that, that somehow means you're not focused or your priority isn't to still teach these kids? Like, and it's us, like it's our people, which ain't necessarily surprising, but it's like, why are we still looking at it like, why are there still stereotypes about how our expressions, like what they must mean, and why do they have to be negative? And why do we have the negative conception of it still? Really sad.
that beats me. I don't know, but we've lived our lives in boxes for so long that when the box starts to break down, you're like, what is the outside world? So, you know, let times change, let outfits change, let teachers be comfortable. Hell, don't nobody want it. There used to be a bet with staff in my building. how long would I last in a shirt and a tie? Granted, I started working in high school. I was 23. I think I just turned something like that, 23. Um, and I was shirt and tie every day in there because I looked like the kids. I needed a separation. And somebody lost the bet. They told me to go get some paper or something for the Xerox machine. And it was like, yeah, no, you finally took like 3 weeks or something because then everybody was just in t-shirts and shit.
Yeah. Now, I will say part of my style is that in between of like, business casual, but like, make it your own kind of deal. So like I don't mind wearing a button up with a sweater or something like that. Like I still like that look. I still like to let you know I can get flavors when it comes to fashion. But
Mhm.
yeah, going on the days that I'm worried about if somebody see me and they like because of how I'm dressed, I'm getting called to the principal office and it's a question whether I could do my job. But yeah, I'm not worried about that. But
Yeah. My outfit doesn't dictate my skill.
at
I'm
all.
to work or to, teach in class in the classroom or something like that in my pajamas. Like there's a standard there, but unless the profession has a uniform, like if I'm a firefighter, that makes sense. If I am a chef, that makes sense. If there's no formal uniform, I'm about to get the other half of this closet off.
Ain't that for real? Oh, that's real. But no, in general, man, how was this past week? Yeah, as of this recording, we are on the very end of August going into September. But yeah, how we feeling? How was the end of the month for you?
Surprised that it ended. I feel like August was a little long, but also I feel like it went kind of fast.
Yeah.
So much so that I don't remember what was going on this week, so I don't have an answer for you. So September it is. What's good?
No, that's real. Definitely agree. August felt a bit extended. Like it was moving fast, but it still felt like a long month. Like July was the true definition of a breeze. And August was not quite that. But I don't know. There is something like with the turn of the month. I don't know if it's the turn of the month or more of kind of like really feeling that turn of the season. Like college football is back. Like the sports schedule in general is starting to pick up. So that's exciting for me. But my kind of like year has begun, or like my routine has begun with the semester starting as well. So I think, yeah, like wanting to get off to a good start kind of has it feeling anticipatory in a way. But yeah, no, all in all, things are good. It was a lot. Felt like I worked a lot. Like I definitely earned my check in August for sure. But yeah, no, excited for the new month. See what comes of it. Like you said, what's the word?
Yes, it was a busy month. I think that's why I felt long because it did move quick. But you also threw in one of my favorite words, which is anticipatory.
Is it one of your favorite words? It's a good word. I like it. I think my favorite word, or one of my favorite words, is plethora. That's the one that always stands out to me. I don't know. All I know is that I learned it from my grandma. That's the only thing I
All
remember.
right.
Like I don't remember the context, but I heard the word. I was like, I like that. I like what that means. That's fire. And it stuck with me. But yeah. Who do you think will win between me and you in the spelling bee?
Um, you.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like our word knowledge is relatively equal. Like, especially if we were trying, I
Mhm.
feel like it's relatively equal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
We could be neck and neck, and I feel like you would still get me on a word though. Like I know some of these words, shout out to what was that, Big Daddy.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I can spell, but I know I would spell something wrong. I before E is gonna give me, or
Mm.
like a PH, like a psychology. I can spell psychology, but like, something along those lines would give me, and you would just like get it quicker than I would. So who you think would?
I think it'll be close. I guess it depends. I mean, I feel like I'm a good speller, but I feel like I be overthinking. And if it's a time limit and like if it's like pressure, like I don't know, I'm gonna like shoot the gun too fast. Like I'm gonna think I got it and I'm gonna miss a I before E or I'm gonna miss something. I'm gonna miss a OU and it's a whole thing. I don't know. It's gonna be close, but it depends on the circumstances. Like, are we both like locked in, like really like tapped in, or are we both like bonded with more earthly matters and then trying to do it? Because I
Oh,
think it changes the dynamic.
I'm not spelling my full name correctly. I did go to a little birthday party kickback thing a few months ago, and they had drunk spelling bee mixed in. It was a magic show, and then turned into, the other activity was a drunk spelling bee, and I made it to like the final round or like the final five or something. And I forgot what the word was. And I knew how to spell it, but I missed a letter. And I was just like, oh, once I said it out loud, I was like, damn, I can't like verbally erase this. Y'all gonna accept it. So, but yeah, no, that was actually cool. I think I low-key want to have a drunk spelling bee at the crib.
Yeah, that'll be lit. I mean, you have Halloween coming up here in a couple months. You ain't one of your annual shindigs, so that could be part of it, you know?
Looking over the camera right now, parts of my costume have already come in. So
I can't wait for this costume reveal. Yeah, you've had some pretty 10 out of 10 costumes as of late. So
yeah, the first party I was Aladdin, body was right. I was in the gym, vest was open. Last year for the second party, I was Uncle Bobby from the Proud Family.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm going to take advantage of my hair and incorporate that into this next costume.
So
So
you
more
have
to
many options with this. Yeah, you have so many options with this. We shall see. But I feel like this week in particular, I feel like I was getting a lot of little messages, little signs. Or within the last couple of weeks, I should say, I guess. But I think one of the last episodes we had, I was talking about how like the back half of this month, like really kind of forced me to slow down. But I think I'm starting to see the benefits of that. Kind of take up more space now. Because the signs I feel like I was getting this week was just like reminders, challenges, but like they were all motivating. They were all inspiring or positive in a sense. So like one was hurt happens. Very simple, but I think I had an interesting journey in understanding the dynamic of hurt within love, but like not only romantic relationships, but like platonic relationships too. So as that's been, part of like the navigating journey, that was something that stood out to me. But something else that probably stood out to me a little bit more was this quote that so I was listening to the Tiana Taylor album. Side note, have you listened to it yet?
I have not, but I did see a video the other day. I'm not certain if it was to the new project. I think it was because I was like, is this post child? And somebody was like, yeah, and I was like, so yeah, I have seen a video. I haven't listened to the CD. I mean the CD. Lord have mercy. That's
You still buying CDs?
the album. I just dated myself a little bit. That's wild.
If you still buy CDs, it's okay.
Nobody said CD in at least 10 years.
Facts. I had an uncle CD. I did. I really did. No,
That's
seriously.
wonderful for you and your uncle. And the album is where I was going. So unless you got an uncle album, continue with your story.
Got an Uncle Alvin. But anyway, to the album. Uh but no, the album is really good. A little different for her, but not in a bad way, but good. But she got a lot of narrations and like voice memos in there from prominent other black women in the entertainment industry. And one of them, I forget who it was, but basically they said the hard part isn't the ending, it's the echo. And boy, did I hear an echo. when that made sense in my head. But I guess more than anything, thoughts on that. Like I knew that that felt really like eye-opening for me, an epiphany, if you will. But what's your initial reaction to that quote or that statement?
But now I'm wondering, is echo in reference to, you said it's not the ending, it's the echo?
Hmm.
Okay, so then is that you just replayed it over and over in your head, that kind of situation, so you hear the noise in your head, or is it the echo of hypothetical, room being empty and it's just you?
I think it's a both and. I think if you're talking about like really in any situation, romantic situation, platonic situation, but even a situation or relationship with a job or whatever the case may be, or a role or whatever. Sometimes like it ending is not necessarily, or the way I interpreted it, it ending like being done is not necessarily as tough as the echo. Like so, kind of like the reminders, and the reminders could be the replaying, but the reminder could also be when you're feeling alone or when you're feeling the loss of this thing, that is like the echo of that silence. So both end is how I see it. But yeah, hit me like a ton of bricks, man. Ton of bricks. The
Okay.
echo phase is much longer than the actual ending phase of whatever is the thing in question. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Hmm. When was your echo loud?
like the loudest, because it's happened multiple. There's been multiple echoes.
Loudest, most recent, whichever one's on your heart.
Fair. Uh, honestly, probably like last year. I'll probably say like the good majority of last year, I feel like was, yeah, like was an echo. I think I was very much in the space of, I think I got over like feeling misunderstood, and I was finally in the space of kind of accepting that like certain things have changed and they may not change back, and having to be in a space of just, accepting where things are. But also not doing that from a place of hurt or a place of anger or resentment, like accepting where things are from a not necessarily being content, but just more peace with things, more at peace about things. So I would say last year, and kind of came out of it in the first quarter of this year. But yeah, most recent and probably the loudest. There might be something from college time that might be a little louder, but
Mhm.
what about you?
Um, I say maybe losing friends, or like not so much losing them, but distancing relationship from people who were once close friends. I feel like the echo of that is what was loud to me.
Yeah.
I can I can see that in a couple of situations that I've been in before. So yeah, and it's not a bad thing, not always, It's just like that's the reminder to say this: don't invest in this situation. That's not what you thought it was, or you find friendship elsewhere. Like reminders and boundaries. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that is extremely tough. And it's crazy you say that because that allowed for a segue into another question that I had. This one was very random. I don't remember what I was watching that made me think of this for us, but when did you figure out how you wanted people to show up for you?
Mm. Okay, uppercut, right? Um, 2022, three. I think it was three. Starting therapy, so it would have had to been 23. Yeah. hmm I was tasked, shout out to Wanda. Woo, woo. I was tasked with writing down or identifying who my true friends were.
Mm,
And I forget the like definition of that, how we defined it, but it was like not just like the best friend that you spend time with or whatever, but kind of getting to your question of like how you want to be a friend to them and they have been a friend that you like to show up for. And I came up with a list of 5 people. I had mentioned this. in
Hmm.
a distant episode before, but yeah, I came up with those five people because I feel like I figured out who I want to show up for me and how, and they are the examples of it.
Mm, that's real. Uh, I'm slightly surprised that it's that recent, but the more I think about it, I guess the more it makes sense because I think I had this idea that it was supposed to be sooner, or this idea that people who seem to be at a certain place have figured it out sooner. Um, but I don't know if I really can even answer the question. Not like articulately, not efficiently. Like I think it would be a lot of jumbled thoughts about it. Because I feel like I understand that I don't expect and I don't necessarily need people to show up for me like I might for them innately or instinctively, but I guess I do still want to feel the reciprocation and I want to give the room and grace for that to look, how it may look for them, but also don't want to guess if that's what it's intended to be. Like I still want to know, that it's intentional, but I guess I also feel like I've gotten to a point where like I shouldn't have to ask if it's intentional. Not that I shouldn't have to, but I don't necessarily have the energy to like always feel like I'm double checking or trying to confirm or be reassured in that sense. So not that it necessarily don't take work or shouldn't be that difficult, but yeah, I just don't got the energy for it. So yeah, I don't really know.
No, that's kind of like that sometimes to just be tapped out on an energy piece. I was trying to figure out where in my book I defined true friendship because I wanted to know have you identified how you want people to show up for you? Like it's taking a step back from your question, like do you even know what that is instead of looking for it when it happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say I don't think so. Like I have an idea, but not something that is concrete enough, like to feel confident to say
What do you know how you show up for people or how you like to show up for people?
yes.
Do you want that same back?
Not not literally, but I think the intention. Like I think I'm very intentional and I'm vocal about not my intention, but more so like my investment.
Mhm.
Because I want you to know that this means something to me, like for you. And I guess that kind of can equate to support as a general umbrella. So, and I think that I also know I very much have a interesting relationship with feeling support. And I think that it stems from the fact that I think my showing up is supporting, being supportive, vocally, outwardly in a celebratory way. Whereas I think it don't have to sound like me or look like me, but that to me would show investment, I guess, is if somebody like acknowledges like I I saw this or I observed this, I took the time to invest in this,
Mhm.
want to acknowledge you for that and tell you that I support this or I like this or XYZ, whatever. Um, so I think that's how I want it to show up. I think I just want to feel supported. Like I want to feel like if you are a friend that has awareness or is invested in something I'm doing, that there's a genuine support that you want to, give for it in whatever, that thing might be. But that's probably at the root of all of it for sure.
Keep in mind too that support is relative. Support is not a universal term. So
Very true.
you say you want support, somebody may look back or, say to you like, I am supporting you. And you like, no, you're not. And say, no, I am. Yeah, I have two different understandings of it. So I say, even as you like try to figure out what the answer to that is, also specifically articulate what you want support to look like.
That's very real. And that's not the first time I've heard that either. But it's funny you said relative because I've been really intrigued by this idea of like subjective and objective lately and really understanding just how many things are truly objective, like how many things don't have anything to do with your personal like thought on the matter, but a lot of us operate just naturally in that. Um,
Mhm.
that I think it is key. I think it's important to be able to operate and think and approach things objectively. And it isn't a guarantee that people do that, and it's not an easy thing to do. So that's been an interesting thing for me to navigate and kind of watch as of late.
If everybody, if everybody did everything objectively, I wouldn't have a job. Like, and I would appreciate that they did, but like everybody thinks that their opinion is fact, which makes the subjective world so vast when sometimes it really is a right and wrong, a up and down, and a yes and no, illegal, illegal, these like opposite end, things.
Yeah,
But subjectivity it makes the world an interesting place, but it also is ruining the minds of people. So,
that it is. Um, yeah, but no, that's been interesting. It's been fun. I don't think what I've been experiencing is like, oh, like I'm getting wise, but I do think I'm starting to better and more understand the idea that not even the sense of just like the older you get, but like life truly like teaches you, and there are just things that you truly can't gain perspective on until not even so much you've just navigated it like in general. But you might have had to see it a couple different ways to understand not like a threat. I don't want to get like too literal, but things can look different and show up differently in life. And I think I'm at that place where I'm like, okay, I've seen things show up a couple different ways, and I'm like, it's something to still be, mindful of. Just because you get past it one time doesn't mean it might not be something you have to face again. So those kind of little reminders and challenges to bring things like full circle have been, I don't know, they've been kind of fun. Like it's been interesting just gaining perspective. Like I enjoyed that. So that's been cool.
yeah, I'm glad you said that it was fun because I was gonna say it's actually pretty cool the moments that you feel yourself grow and mature like in real time. It's almost like you step right inside your body for a second and be like, damn, you growing. Look at you. Come back and be like, that just happen? Damn, okay, look at me. Okay.
No, facts for real. No, that's a scene in the show for real. That's how serious it gets. But yeah, before we get into this checkout, man, I got one last thing for you. Since you aged yourself earlier in the episode, I was wondering if you thought that you can age out of an acronym. Like, do you age out of using acronyms?
Um, no, because I feel like you should be able to like use these acronyms to, communicate with the people around you. So there's no age limit on language.
Okay.
Um, but do I expect to be 75 talking about these YNs walking around? Probably not. But if I said it, I know you would understand me.
That's fair. Because I try to think like my mom, like Rita uses very basic acronyms, but somebody be teaching her. I don't know who she be learning some of this stuff from, but she be trying to keep up. She be trying to keep her ear to the streets. It's hilarious. Y'all should see it sometime. But really what made me kind of think about acronyms was, so do you know what the acronym LBS stands for? Or what do you think the acronym LBS stands for?
Yes, laughing but serious.
Okay, right. I was using that acronym and people was genuinely confused thinking that I was talking about pound.
Yeah, but there's a context in that. Like if I know it's an acronym, it's laughing but serious. If it's an abbreviation, then it's pounds. I don't say I weigh 170 laughing but serious.
See, me and you think the same way. They were in an uproar. They didn't even want me to use the acronym in this group chat. I was so confused by this. I said, who doesn't know what this acronym is? I don't think this is a regional thing. Like I don't understand what's the problem here. What's going on? But yeah, so I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if I needed to prepare to just start speaking differently, just so we could keep a central plane of communication. I just wanted to be sure. Wanted to get a second opinion.
I mean, I want to be 83 outside talking about YOLO. I mean, if I senior citizens are saying YOLO, like I'm concerned. But
Imagine that. What's the context? Like, what's the,
I know you 83, you just in Walmart and if an old person just scream out YOLO, at that point I'm calling for help because what are you about to do?
talk about you only live once. You've lived. You're like
You lived, okay? 83 years. So like let's bring that one back. Yeah, no, I don't think you need to worry about aging out of any acronyms. I think you just maybe you need to change group chats.
listen,
Because
they just don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the humor, obviously. They don't get what's going on. But but yeah, as we check out, I think it was a good check-in. We talked about a lot today, but anything you taken away from the conversation in particular?
think about the acronyms that I use and get ready for the new month.
No, that's real. Stop using acronyms and keep my promise for the new month. So there you have it. But yeah, man, no, that was a really good check-in. Yeah, this is episode 70.
Oh shit, okay, I got my good
Complete-
shirt. I didn't even
Yeah,
know.
I was, I was going to say completely forgot. We ain't even opened the episode acknowledging that. But it's cool. We can end the episode like that. Wow, 70 episodes, 50 with you.
I came on 20 or 30.
You came on 21, tech.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, look at that, man. So we almost there. 30 away from 100. That's tough.
We need a viewer for every episode we've had. So let's send this to a friend. If you liked it, great. Share it.
Yeah, no, in fact, that's like by the time we get to 100 episodes, we should be averaging about from this point forward, from 70 to 100, we should be averaging about 100 views a episode. I don't think that's too much. It ain't like I'm doing the Marvin Sapp. I ain't locked y'all in nowhere. We can't even lock y'all in digitally. Okay, like this, we out the way by the time y'all see this. You know what you mean? But you made it up to this point. We appreciate you. We support you, and we love you. All right. Until next episode, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.